Some more clothespins. You got music flying everywhere.
I see that. Thank you.
Something amazingly awesome gonna happen to me today. 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 I sing my little mantra, gonna get it in my head. Today is a party, I'm gonna leap on out of bed. I start my day in this way, knowing everything is okay. I look for the good in everything, it makes me wanna sing. Yeah, 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 something amazingly awesome gonna happen to me today. 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 It's not out in the future, it's right before my eyes. The beauty, joy, and wonder, it's time I realize every moment is a gift. All it takes is the slightest shift to see the good in everything, make you wanna sing. Oh, 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 something amazingly awesome gonna happen to me today. 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 to it. Gratitude, gratitude. What if I'm not really feeling it? Gratitude, gratitude. I believe in the power of what I say will be. I finally learned the lesson that gratitude is the key. Amazing, amazing, it's all amazing. 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 Something amazingly awesome gonna happen to me today. 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 Yes, it is. It's happening right now. Yes.
I think it already has.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. Welcome at home. I'm Theresa, and you are love incarnate. Your love in action, your love in form, your love in action, your love being guarded and guided by that infinite one, that infinite invisible that comes into form and calls itself you. You created in love, from love, to be love. Your love. Isn't that a great thing to know? It is a great thing to know. And together we love, right? Together we are that expression of love. Together we're opening to a greater understanding of really what that means. What does that mean for us, right? Who are we, right? And how do we share that love? How do we express that love? How do we own that love? Yeah, that's what it's all about. The Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast uses the tools of New Thought, the broader New Thought, specifically science of mind, to help us really embody who and what we are, that we are that infinite one, that source into form, and we're here by a design of love. Such a great thing. And then we help each other learn how to show up in the world and be that positive expression, right? And we join people worldwide. You know, the Centers for Spiritual Living is a global organization. We have communities all over the world. We have communities in Ukraine. We have communities all over the world. And so we have global themes. Every year there's a different global theme. If you were with us in January, you know it's Living Out Loud. And I started the year talking about just the basics of this thing called Science of Mind. And for me, living out loud, my dream of that is that this community is visible in the larger community. That we are visible in Sarasota, that we are visible in the world through the internet, that we're visible and we are that expression of love in all the ways that love shows up. And so this month, our specific theme is curiosity as a superpower. And I love that idea. I love that idea. You know, curiosity is all about asking, seeking, exploring, which is just such a kind of natural thing, I think, for most of us. Children are that way, and then we kind of tend to shut it off, some of us, you know. So today, I want to explore curiously the idea of love in our relationships. How do we love? How do we show love in our relationships? And love in community, what that can look like for us. And the ingredients, really one of those main ingredients is curiosity, you know? So we're going to look at that. And then also, how is it relevant to the world? How is it relevant for us right here and right now? If my ministry is anything, it's got to be relevant. It has to be relevant for me. So let's take this knowing and begin our time together in that place where we know life is created, right? In that place where we know that consciousness, everything comes from the infinite, invisible into form. And so when we tune inward, when we look within, we can really grasp the depth, the infinite nature that we are a part of, the vastness, the infinite possibilities with which we can shop from, right? In which we can pull from, in which we can use and utilize and help bring forth into the world. And so I know for myself and for each one here that I am indeed one with that power and that presence, one with love. And by extension, I am its hands and feet and heart and mind. And so I open myself in this moment to really feel deeply this morning in our time together for what that means to me personally, what it means for us collectively, and how each one of us can be that expression in the world. And I know that there's no boundary or border or limitation to these possibilities. So I open fully. And what I know for myself, I know for each one, that we are indeed flooded with the spirit of love. Through the music, through the message, through the sharing, the reading, through just the vibration of this beautiful space in nature, and the people around us. We experience love here, now, maybe in a way that we've never experienced it before. I'm so grateful for infinite possibilities coming from that invisible realm into form right here and right now, and so it is.
So it is.
So it is. Yeah. All right. We have with us this morning Phil Lieber. And many of you probably know Phil already, right? And those of you that don't, you're in for a treat. You're in for a real treat. I'm always enchanted by Phil's laid-back attitude and the power of his presence and his voice, yeah? Those of you that know, is that true? That is true. So have at it, Phil.
Ahead may be unknown as I brave the unseen road. God, go with me. Every hidden sacrifice through the watches of the night. God, go with me. I am fearless. fearless. And when you add curiosity and was being fearless, well, you could end up anywhere, right? I'm glad you ended up here this morning. Thank you for being here. I flipped some things around now. So curiosity, and I was just flow all week, kept coming in and out to me. So I want to share something with you that's personal. There's this little game I play. You know those little gadgets we carry, our phones, and we keep our nose buried in them? Well, there's this game on there, and I can pop bubbles. All I have to do is pop bubbles. It's mindless, it's soothing in a really weird kind of way. I am the queen of popping bubbles in my home. I am at level 734, and Frankie doesn't even have the app. She doesn't care. So I get to be queen of popping bubbles. Now, what I noticed curiously this week is that on this game, once you get to a level, you never have to go back again. Yeah, you're thinking the same thing I am, right? If only life could, you know, you get to this level and you just keep advancing, right? And it just doesn't freaking happen that way. So I was curious about this, and I thought, I'm going to learn about this. So I went to studying, and I did all this little research stuff on ebb and tides of the ocean. Did you know the fish do not fight when the current changes? They don't start cussing the ocean. They just, well, okay, the water's going this way now. They get in the flow, even when it sucks. Even when the flow takes them into the mouth of the shark, they were right where they needed to be, right? Sometimes the shark bites us, and sometimes it hurts. Sometimes we're flowing on along, and crap happens, and terror rains down on our world, and horror comes to us, and people die, and pets die, and life gets sad. And then all of a sudden, these people that we know and love come behind us and around us, and they surround us with love and empathy and compassion and the passion of whatever it is that they do best. And those people that love us don't allow us to be stagnant. Because what I learned about flow was it ebbs and it tides. It never stays in one place. So as long as we aren't stagnant in life, that's the goal. So I would much rather have been becoming sad and experiencing sadness completely with my mate this week over a dear pet that we lost. We became bonded on a completely different level. And it wasn't this wonderful, joyous occasion that bonded us on a deeper level. It was a catastrophe. So what I learned this week was to be curious about even the details in life that are uncomfortable. Because that's when the people that love you shine the brightest. And they send you these little messages and these little e-cards, and they give you great big tight hugs. They surround you with love. And that love carries you to the next event and experience in your life. And I didn't read anything that was on my paper. I love you all. And I hope this Valentine's Day you take a moment to look in the mirror and love the person you see. I love you. Be curious.
You are seen, you are heard, you are loved for who you are. You are enough, you are complete. You are seen, you are heard, you are loved for who you are. You are enough, you are complete. You are love. You are love. I am seen, I am heard, I am loved for who I am. There is nothing I need to change. I am love. I am love. I am seen, I am heard. I'm loved for who I am. There is nothing I need to change. I am, oh, I am love. I am love. I am love. I am loved. I am loved. Something I want you to do with me. And I want you to do that echo. When I say I am loved, when I say I am seen or I am heard, I want you to sing I am loved. I am seen, I am heard, I am loved for who I am. I am enough, I am complete. I am love. I am seen, I am heard, I am saved, I am loved, I am enough, I am loved. I am seen, I am loved, I am heard, I am loved, I am saved, I am loved, I am enough, I am loved, I am worthy, I am loved, I am loved, I Put your hand over your heart and just tell yourself, I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved.
this place of love. Allowing yourself to feel deeply that truth. Speaking this word in first person for each one of us, I am love. I am that which was brought here at this time in this place to be loved. Feel deeply what that means. I am love. I am seen. Feel deeply. That means I am heard. My heart is known to others. I am felt. I am seen. I am heard. I am known for who I am. Feel that pride. Knowing there is only one life, that life is God's life, that life expresses itself as me now. I am known. I am love. This, my friends, is the glorious truth of your being. And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you. When we own this true nature of who and what we are, when we wake up to that magnificence within us, we help each other do the same thing, don't we? We are but a reflection of one another, and when we show up in our fullness, in our glory, in love, we allow those around us to do the same thing. It's like we give permission. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Phil, so much. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Last month, as I said, I started with the Science of Mind Basics, and Ernest Holmes said, there's a power for good in the universe, greater than you are, greater than I am, greater than all of us. A power for good that we can use in everyday life for everything. Man, if that's not a superpower, I don't know what is. That is a superpower, isn't it? Yeah. And curiosity is one of the aspects of that superpower which we already are part of, yeah. Curiosity is inherent in our search to find that truth about ourselves and about each other, and to use it for ourselves, for each other, to bless each other in that way all the time. And it sparks our interest in that urge. Remember last week I talked about that urge, that passion that's within each one of us, that unique way that we want to show up in the world as love, in curiosity, all of that. That curiosity helps us pique that, right? Yeah, to uncover what it is. Oh, Diana, thank you so much for your sharing, my love. I can't look at you without telling you how much I appreciate when you come up here and bare your soul. See, that is what community is, and that is what love is. That we provide that safe place, but I'm getting ahead of myself to go there right now. But curiosity offers us a path to really understand what Ernest Holmes is talking about here, that there's a good in the universe and we can use it. We can be curious about that. And I'm curious. I stand up here on Sunday mornings curious. I'm curious about who you are. I'm curious about why you come here. I'm curious about what is it that you want in spiritual community. I'm curious about that. I'm curious about what's important in your life. What's important in your life? I'm curious about what have you accomplished in your life and what do you still want to accomplish in your life. I'm curious about your dreams. Yeah, I'm curious about that. There's so much for us to learn about each other, right? There's so much for us to learn about ourselves, and there's a lot to learn about each other. It's like being in a new love affair, you know? Like you just have to ask questions. I want to know more, you know? I want to know everything. Yeah, very curious by nature. So today we've got curiosity about love and community. Research shows us that curiosity is a really good thing for yourself. So we're going to talk about that some too. You know, it's one of the factors in feeling like you're satisfied in life, that you have a sense of life satisfaction, is our ability to be curious. It allows us to be happy and healthy. Curiosity actually releases dopamine. Yeah. It releases that feel-good chemical in our bodies. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It also helps with longevity. This is research. I'm not making it up. It helps with longevity. How about that? To be curious helps you live longer. Isn't that a cool thing? And it affects our positive social relationships, and that's really what I want to look at. We've got Valentine's Day here in a couple days. I love Valentine's Day. I don't pay attention to all the Hallmark holidays, but Valentine's Day is one I especially love. Curiosity in our relationship fosters connection, which is one of my core values. It leads us to being open, to having a sense of openness about ourselves. Curiosity allows us to find safety and feel safety as we explore our true authenticity, another one of my core values. So you're getting to know me too. It helps couples experience greater possibilities together. We heard about that yesterday at the Celebration of Life for Forest Paradise. Those of you that were there know what I mean. We heard about that. It helps couples avoid boredom even. Because there's always more. There's always something else. There's always more. There's always more. Everything, us and all of life, is from an infinite invisible. There's more to discover in your relationship. There's always more, right? There's more beyond what we know and what we see and what we've already experienced. There's more. Yesterday at the celebration, Reverend Zan Benham talked about Forrest being of a curious nature, having that sense of curiosity about himself. And then somebody else talked about how he always said, yes, let's, to his beloved Karen. Yes, let's. Isn't that so wonderful to have that sense of joy and playfulness and, gee, what are we going to uncover? You know, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a really good idea. Karen's daughter said that. That he would say, yes, that sounds like a really good idea. You know, like, let's do it. To be in that sense, wow. Staying curious. It's really important. It's important for us to express interest in one another, in community, in our relationships, in our intimate relationships, to express a sense of interest. You know, I'm still interested in you after 25 years. I'm still interested in you, right? Staying curious helps our relationships thrive. It really does. So Tuesday is our 25th anniversary, our 25th wedding anniversary. I know. It's also Jim and Robert's anniversary. 41 years. Questions. I can remember when Bobby and I first met, he asked a lot of questions. The kids felt like he was drilling them. He'd say, oh my God, he drills me. I come home from school, he's like drilling me, you know? We weren't used to anybody paying attention to us like that. It's a lovely thing to have somebody want to know you. It's a lovely thing to feel that someone's curious about you. Yeah. We still ask questions. The Gottman Institute does research about this. They say that curiosity is one of the 3 main key ingredients to relationships, to good, healthy relationships. The other 2 is managing conflicts positively and repairing or reconnecting after there's been a conflict. But here's some of their tips about using curiosity with our significant others and the people that are important in our lives. And I felt like this was just really important to cover. Ask about their day. It seems so simple, but just to ask about somebody's day. How was your day? And stay with it. Be specific around it. So many of you know that Bobby's mom fell and broke her hip and had a hip replacement, and now she's in rehab. So he goes to visit her. I'm sitting at my desk. He comes home. I'm usually still sitting at my desk. But I have to stop and say, how was the visit? How was the visit? And then be specific. So how is her swollen feet today? How is her pain level? And how are you feeling about it? That's an important one. How are you feeling about it? How is this affecting you? I want to know. I'm interested because I care, because I love you. Right? Right. Ask open-ended questions. This is something that practitioners learn. This is something that realtors learn. You two should be really good at that. Do you ask each other open-ended questions? Yeah. You want to avoid those yes and no's because you want to keep the conversation going, right? So we learn that as realtors, and we learn that as spiritual practitioners, to elicit information, not because we're nosy, because we're Budinskis, but because we love, because we care, because we know that oftentimes many of us can tend to keep things inside. And we all need a safe place to be able to share, right? We all need that. So you want to lean in and help the conversation unfold and stay physically engaged. That means keep eye contact. That means give a touch to the arm as they're telling you something. You know, how many of you wanted to touch Diana when she spoke? Oh my God, I felt it so strongly. I'm standing back there and I just wanted to put my hand on her arm, on her shoulder, on her back. You know? Because she had an experience. Her and Frankie had an experience this week. That was difficult and painful. And when you love somebody and you care, you listen, you lean in, and you just give a sign. I'm with you. I'm here with you, right? Yeah. When we practice active listening, something else again that realtors need to know and that practitioners do learn is that you repeat and you rephrase. Did I understand this right? You know, you mimic back, because what are we? We're mirrors to each other anyway. And it's so lovely to really feel like somebody understood what you just relayed to them. How wonderful to know that you're understood. Remember several weeks ago, I talked about my thing for this year is I'm combining Ernest Holmes and Sherlock Holmes. I really want to find God everywhere. I want to find God in everything. I want to find it in all my experiences. I love a mystery. I'm going to find spirit. I'm going to find truth. I'm going to find my truth. I'm going to find it in everything, right? So Ernest Holmes said, behind all is a unity. Through all is a diversity. Saturating all is a divinity. God, he was so good with words. Listen to that one more time. Behind all is a unity. Through all is a diversity. And saturating all is a divinity. Yeah. And we want to do this with each other beyond the day-to-day things too. You know, I think a little fantasy is a lot of fun, right? So I love doing this with Bobby. It always trips him up. We're in the car, and we see this great car go by, and I'm like, ooh, if you could have any car, what would you want? And of course, I know it would be a bright blue. But, you know, what car do you want? What, if you could go anywhere, where do you want to go? How wonderful to help each other dream. How wonderful to expand our mental concepts, our mental equivalents, that which we know we want. How fun to play in that expansion. And of course, that's what practitioners do really well, right? We want more. There's always more. There's always more love. There's always a closer bond. There's always more, right? To understand and to know, right? We're always planting seeds. Here's a little commercial. Linda Camito, some of you know her. We saw her yesterday, right? Does these beautiful little Just Ask. This is the fourth, and I think she just has a fifth. She's going to be with us either next week or the week after and bring those for sale. And if you want to see me afterwards, I can give you more information if you want to try to connect with her before then even. But she does these cards, and they're great little questions, and they're great little, you know, conversation starters. Do you feel like you have lived a previous life? Please share if you dare. Whose mind and body, past or present, would you like to inhabit for a day? Oh, well, well, that's a fun one. I'm going to bring these home, Bobby. That's fun. Leo Biscaglia. Do you guys know this guy? Like, he wrote all the love books back in the 90s, right? Yeah, all the love books. Oh, my, and 80s. I get 80s and 90s. This one was 1990, I think. If we want love in our relationships, then we are directly responsible for creating and maintaining it. Well, that's a science of mind statement. If we want love in our relationships, then we're directly responsible for creating and maintaining. It's not somebody else's responsibility, is it? I know that surprises some people. Maybe nobody in here. Nobody at home. But he also said the life and the love we create is the life and love we live. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No one can keep what is ours from us, right? We have to participate, though. It requires our life and love is a participatory thing, right? It's a participatory thing. You know, my world opened up when I learned that. It just opened up. And this is not just in love relationships that this is true. I sent my little grandsons Valentine's cards last week, and I sent them each one, you know, so they get to open. They all live together, but they get to open a separate envelope. And in the envelope was a little card, and then they were blank inside. And I put questions in there. Well, why do you think I gave you the octopus one? What do you know about an octopus? Now, one of them, his brothers, he's the third one, and the brothers wanted to name him Octopus. So, I don't know if he knows that, but he's going to find it out this week. Yeah, so I put these things in that related to the card, little questions, little curious, little prompts, right? And then said at the very end, so call me and we'll talk about this, you know? Right, right, right. The mind that opens to new ideas never returns to its original size. No, we want to be curious with everything and everyone. And it's not just a way to connect with people. It's not just a way to have stronger relationships or to build character, which of course is what I'm trying to do with my grandsons, right? But it's also brain health. I love the science stuff. I love the science stuff. When we learn, our brains change. When we learn, our brains change. When we learn anything new, our brains are adjusting, right? Right? What's actually happening is the neurons are reaching out. They're reaching out, they're projecting, making new connections. So often we even build new neurons. just by learning new things. So when you're talking to your spouse, your loved one, your kids, your parents, your people sitting next to you after the service, when you talk to people, it's helping you. It's like your brain's doing exercises, you know? It's helping your brain. It's called neuroplasticity. It helps with our relationships. It helps our brains. It's good for us in community. That's the third point I want to make for you. It's good for us in community. You know, Leo's quote applies here too. If we want to belong to a community where we are seen, where we are heard, where we're known, where we feel safe, where we're loved, it is our responsibility to create that and maintain that. How about a round of applause for that one? It can't just be my job. It can't just be my job. But what I started with, but I want to know you, you know? Like I really do have that interest in knowing each one of you. I know many of you, but I don't know all of you, you know? So and here's the thing for us to remember. When I say it's on us, it's our responsibility to create and maintain the community, if we want that kind of community, part of that is showing up authentically, to share who you authentically are, right? Last week, I had these on the table. I don't really, and I asked that people, sat with people that they didn't know. We had we had 98 people here last week, and we had probably 85, because we set the tables for 85. We probably had 85 that stayed for the potluck, right? I saw people sit together that already knew each other. I didn't see anybody going, oh, wow. I don't know. How do you feel welcome in a new environment? I like for people to remember my name. How do you feel seen and heard? I like when people parrot back to me because I know they really heard me, you know? And then maybe the next time I see them, they ask, you know, how are you feeling this week after you had to let go of Pookie? I want to ask you that next week because I'm not going to forget it next week, right? Right. Curiosity invites us to look beyond what's here. It asks us to look beyond just your physical features and who you are, right? It asks to look deeper. And we can do that in community in a variety of ways, but there's great power in us knowing each other in that way. Yesterday, again, I have to bring it up, being at Forest Paradises, you know, that's his community. That's the community. Each one of us, when we go, we're going to have a life celebration for each one of us, and your community is going to be there. Annie's community is going to be pretty dang fabulous. And Forest community was pretty fabulous, wasn't it? Whoa, it's just fabulous. You know, our community is not just this room, but it is this room. And I really want us to be that kind of community for each other. Ernest Holmes said, in expressing more life, we are expressing a greater degree of infiniteness of spirit. That infinite realm that brings us here, we're expressing it. In expressing more life, we're expressing more of that. We are more completely personifying it. Doesn't that make you curious? Well, how does the divine show up as Janet? And how different is that from Sean or Susan or Jennifer? It's brilliant any which way, right? Yeah. I want this for our community. I want that for each one of you because it feels pretty dang great. Yeah. That's all. Let's do it. Go.
way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you know with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you know with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you know with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you know with love. Shower the people you know with love. Words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's really hard to leave behind the life we knew. But there's no other way. Now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom a lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean?
Thank you, Phil. I'll go over here. Won't have to adjust it so much. Wow. I just feel like this ministry is just expanding and expanding and expanding. And I was reminding myself this morning that when I first started at 10, there was one microphone up here. Then I joined Bobby, and there were 2 microphones. This morning we have 6. Actually 7, counting Theresa's. And it's an expansion in consciousness. And I'm reminded of all this talk about loving and giving and whatever. I think it was the Beatles, somewhere along the line, said something to the effect, the love that you take is equal to the love that you make. Gee, it sounds very Ernest Holmes-ish to me. So we give and take, and we flow and we move, and we're in this flow and movement of tithing and giving and supporting this ministry's growth, because we want to be known around the community. My wife was having lunch with 2 friends the other day who had no idea that we had been meeting in person now for what, over a year? Over a year. Oh, they're meeting in person? Send me the flyer. So it's gone to 2 new people. So as you prepare that gift, that tithe you're offering, you're giving forth the energy of growth, giving forth the energy of flow that I'm going to call her Reverend. Reverend Diana talked about. Talk about. Yeah. She's a perfect example of someone who, I'm going to put discovered in quotes this philosophy, and it awakened a wellspring within her. And I was talking with a new person last week who said, it's my first time here, I feel like I found home, and I pointed to the 100 people or so that were in the room, a lot of you who have been discovered this 25, 30, 40 years ago, however many years ago. I said, every person in that room has had the same experience. And her eyes got really big. Oh, yeah. So we want to bring that experience to everyone, and we're doing it right here as our minister expands and as our ministry expands. So as you prepare that gift, that tithe you're offering, know that you're supporting this fantastic ministry. We bless each giver, we bless each gift, and know it is all given in the infinite love of Spirit. And I am grateful, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Rev G. And let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Thank you. I have just a few announcements. I don't know, there's quite a few. First off, I want to thank everyone that helped make last week possible. We had extra setup and extra work, and man, the people in the kitchen, it was just a buzz back there. And like I said, we had like 85 people each, so that was a lot of people contributing to that, a lot of people helping to set up. I mean, thank you, Greg. I mean, thank everybody for what you did, for being here. That was just a brilliant demonstration. I'm so happy. I want to say I've had a lot of people from CSL Sarasota, and I don't want to keep referring to us as CSL Sarasota and CSL Cultural Coast. We're all Cultural Coast, but those are, there's a lot of things you still need to know, you know? So specifically, people have asked me about membership. So I have membership forms out here on the table. They're always out every Sunday. And for us, why do I care about membership? The only reason I care about membership is because it engages you. Our membership is structured to engage you to be more fully a part of this community. So you get, first off, you get 20% off of certificated classes, which is quite a discount if, like Diana, you're going to go on and become a minister. That's a lot of classes.
Surprise,
so
surprise.
we're going to give her a 20, and you, if you join, a 20% discount. Workshops. We are going to have workshops, one workshop a month, trying to schedule it so it's the second Sunday every month. It's not working out that way, but one workshop a month, and those are you get 10% off of those. If you're a member, you get to give a workshop if you have something that you can do a workshop about. The best, really, is you get a free session with me. I know, it's priceless, priceless. So anyway, you can check out the forms. Now, I'm telling you that first because Kathleen is going to start classes. Parker, you've been asking. We've got classes starting February 28th. This first one's going to be Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. I taught that back, I think, in October we ended it. It's a brilliant class. Really, 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 really good. It's only 5 weeks long, so you kind of just dip your toe in it. And she's going to be teaching on Wednesday evenings online. Oh, sorry, Tuesday, right, you're Wednesday. Tuesday evenings online, so you can come on up, Jim. And so anyway, there's flyers over on the table over there. So pick up the flyers. Kathleen will be here next week to be able to talk about it herself. And we're going to give you that microphone. Anyway, we also have scholarship money available. So if you look at the price and that doesn't fit in your budget, talk to us, okay? And this is my dear friend, Jim Grove, who's a practitioner. I've been talking about, I've been convincing with him all service. So now I had to bring him up here to the front. Tell him what you're doing.
Okay, so continuing on with the theme of curiosity, which is our monthly theme this month, if you're curious about how you can have extra time to discuss these science of mind principles that we all hold so dear in a very intimate setting, intimate as far as Zoom goes, but in an infinite setting. Anyway, we are going to start a spiritual living circle on March 8th, which is a Wednesday, and we will meet every Wednesday evening.
Before my birthday.
Oh, shameless plug. Her birthday, the day before her birthday, just for those of you who didn't hear. Anyway, we meet for an hour every Wednesday evening from 7 to 8 via Zoom, and we discuss an article from the current month's Science of Mind magazine with a discussion guide that is provided to us by the CSL home office. And it is a wonderful time to get to know other people, as we were just talking about, curiosity, and also to discuss these principles and learn something new, because we always learn something new from one another. So if you're interested in participating, we do have a sign-up sheet on the table over there with a flyer. It's in the newsletter as well, and you can also email me at jimgrovecsl@gmail.com. It's on the flyer as well. And we would love to have you. I've already had one person sign up, Diana. Where are you? There you are. She's already signed up. Thank you very much. So we look forward to having everyone participate who wants to have that midweek faith lift every week. So do sign up. Also, just a couple of other things. Our weekly newsletter, if you aren't receiving it already, you can receive it by signing up either on the table or on Facebook, or the CSL Cultural Coast website, which is cslculturalcoast.org. So please sign up for that, and that's a way of finding out about all these wonderful things that are happening here. And one final thing, if you have a prayer request, please visit our website, or excuse me, email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org, and know that all of our spiritual practitioners will hold you in prayer, in affirmative prayer, for the coming week. So do take advantage of that. And if you do have a need for this morning for prayer, do seek out one of us, one of our practitioners. You can seek me or Sean Scanlon, anyone else, Bobby?
Jennifer.
Ethlyn?
Cindy.
And Cindy.
Yep. Got a
seek
bunch
out one
here
of us,
today.
and we'll pray with you for a few minutes. So thank you very much.
Yay!
I would like to extend permission to everyone to seek out someone you do not know in this room before you leave and introduce yourself. And maybe even take 10 seconds and answer one of the questions on the little paper that we all had. So, how do I reflect spirit in my world? You're looking at it, babe. And we had a lot of fun with this song last week. We were singing, some people thought we were singing "You Can't Be a Vegan If Your Light Don't Shine." So this week I'm going to give you the words before we begin, and it's actually a beacon, which is kind of hard to tell with my North Carolina accent. But we're talking about you can't be a beacon if your light don't shine, right? So now that you know the right words, you can giggle and sing along with us. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. There's a little light in all of us by God's design. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. How can you ask for truth when you do not truthfully live? How can you ask forgiveness when you don't forgive? Now I don't mean to bring you down or speak to you unkind, but you can't see a beacon if its light don't shine. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. There's a little light in all of us by God's design. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. How can you ask a child to be honest and true? Well, they can only judge what's right by what they see in you. How can you offer vision, still walk around blind? You can't see a beacon if its light don't shine. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. Well, there's a little light in all of us by God's design. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. May the source of love surround you. May you find a brighter day. May Spirit grant the peace you seek in every way. The source of light burns in each life, yours and mine. We can be a beacon if we just let it shine. Now you can be a beacon. We can be a beacon if we'll let it shine. You can be a beacon if you'll let it shine. Well, there's a little light in all of us by God's design. You can be a beacon if you'll just let it shine. You can be a beacon if you'll let it shine. You can be a beacon if you let it shine. There's a little light in all of us by God's design.
You can be a beacon if you just let it shine. Can be a beacon if you let it shine. Can be a beacon if you let it shine. There's a little light in all of us by God's design. You can be a beacon if you just let it shine. Let it shine. Go shine. Know you're loved.